Good morning, everybody. It is so wonderful to see so many of you here. The turnout is incredible. If you haven't had a moment to just scan that QR code, it would be fantastic. I'll leave it up for maybe another 30 seconds, and then I'm going to get started with the presentation. So this is a Mentimeter, and it's asking you just for 3 words. What 3 words come to mind when you think about PYP, inquiry, and transdisciplinary? If you've only got 2 words, you can't think of the 3rd one, it's fine, you can submit it. So this is all of your words coming through now. You can see it changing as each person puts in some more words. Pretty cool, isn't it? See a couple of people be like, wow. So, all of those words are, except for hello, I'm not sure about the hello, but the rest of them are brilliant. We've got learning, we've got curiosity. I think curiosity is a big word that's really important in the PYP program and this approach to learning. Neza123 Neza, I think that might be an Instagram. You can follow that account if you wish to. But we've also got tailoring, we've got fun, we've got why. Why is very important. I'm trying to pick out the little words as well. We've got knowledge, we've got asking questions. Questions is coming up a lot. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions as well. I'll try to answer as many of them as possible. I am going to be quite mindful of time, just because I want you to get to the classrooms on time so you can see how the lesson starts. I want you to be a part of the interactive learning that's happening in the classroom. In part of this session, I will also be doing an activity with you, which will require you to move. I'm just warning you, okay? So when I ask you to move, don't all go, please, let's go. All right, so I wanted to start off with a couple of myths about PYP. Myths being beliefs that people have about this program. So one of them is, there's no real teaching. Students just do whatever they want. What I would like you to do is, I don't want you to put your hand up if you believe it, but if you do, I want you to just put your hand on your chest. And if you don't, I want you to go thumbs down. I just want to see reactions. Okay? 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 Cool? Alright? So, the truth is, inquiry is actually really carefully structured. Don't just say, what do you want to learn? Tell us. I want to learn about boats. Okay. It's not really how it works. We have units of inquiry, we have curriculum maps, we have curriculum documents, we have scope and sequences for all of our 8 subjects that we teach: math, English, 2 for French, 1 for Francophone, and for our additional language learners. We have art, music, PE, we have our approaches to teaching and learning. I put some snippets on there because that is some pictures of certain types of planning that happens. You can take pictures of the slides, but know that I will also share this with you, and it will also be available on Toddle. We plan, I meet with teachers every single week, teachers meet with teachers every single week. We do curriculum review every single year. We have collaborative planning meetings at different stages. We have our curriculum set. We cannot say we're not going to teach that because the kids didn't choose to teach that. Right? We still have to make sure that our students are learning to the expectation of their grade level. Myth number 2. There is not enough focus on core subjects like math and English. Thumbs up to your chest if you believe it. Thumbs down if you don't. Just scanning the room. Okay? Interesting. Some people are not responding to my questions though. Come on, peeps. Come on. It's valuable data. The foundational skills of numeracy, literacy skills are really, really important. There cannot be inquiry, we cannot have independent learners if they don't have those foundational skills, right? It's something that we have to build within our learners. They have to know how to read, how to decode words, they have to know different vocabulary, they have to know their times tables. So the teaching of skills and those foundational elements of those subject areas is very, very important. And there needs to be some level of explicit teaching, right? Which I'll also talk about. I've got one more myth. And I want to try to get at least 90% of you responding to this one, okay? So thumbs down to you, thumbs up, and thumbs down. So, myth number 3, it's too open. My child needs structure. Thumbs up to your chest if you really believe it. Thumbs down if you think, no, it's not too open, it's okay. Okay? Thank you. Much better turnout. Thank you for receiving my feedback there. Inquiry doesn't mean chaos. It can be messy at times, right? There can be lots of different things happening in the classroom, but it doesn't mean chaos. Every single activity, every single lesson that happens in the classrooms are thoughtfully planned out, right? If we are getting kids to, when we are getting kids to learn about plants, when we are getting kids to learn about weather, when we're doing experiments, when we're doing maths, we are thinking, how am I going to start the lesson? What choices will I give for the main activity? How am I going to end the lesson? What happens if the kids don't understand it? What am I going to do? There is a lot of thought and consideration that is being put into it, and there are different types of inquiry that I really want to go through with you guys. Because I also believe that sometimes you come in and you see these different things happening, you come to showcases and you're like, wow! But the process of getting there went through lots of different phases. So I want to start off by talking a little bit about explicit teaching. And I had a conversation with a couple of parents yesterday, and I'll just wave so that they can see me. Yeah, there you go. I had a conversation about teaching and learning. A lot of our students, we are expecting them to create projects, we are expecting them to be change makers, we are expecting them to be independent learners. In order for them to be all those things, we have to teach, right? We have to have those explicit roles. I want you to write an essay. Okay. I want you to write an essay about deforestation. Okay. How many paragraphs should it have? How do I start it, Miss Hasner? What does the ending look like? Do I put facts and statistics? The explicit teaching happens from backwards design. So we say, by the end of this unit, we want students to write an essay. What do we need them to know in order to do that? Well, we need to teach them what an essay looks like. So we'll explore different types of essays. We'll ask, what do you notice about these different texts in front of you? What information is it giving you? What is the comprehension like? Can you answer these 5 questions about this text? Okay. What punctuation do they use? What transition words? And then we have to teach all those different things. Capital letters and full stops. Oh, Henry, you forgot to put a capital on your name. Right? You've got to teach all those skills before you can even tell them to write the essay. Right? The explicit teaching has to happen before, in order for students to be successful at it. I want you to redesign this space. Okay. Before they can do that, I need them to learn what area is. I need to teach them what perimeter is. I need to teach them how to scale. I need to teach them shapes. I need to teach them angles. All of those things have to happen before they're able to do that project. So in English language and French, these are the different writing and reading that happens. So every year, students will read non-fiction texts, they'll read fiction, they'll read poetry, they'll do plays and scripts. For writing, they'll write narratives, they'll write plays, they'll write letters and emails. We recently taught grade 5 how to send emails. I haven't received so many emails in my life. Dear Miss Hasner, my name is Carillo, and I have an idea that I would like to run past you. We would like to go on a field trip, and we would like your assistance. Please, would you let me know when you're available? Kindest regards, PYPX5. Sure. Okay. So, we teach them how to do that. Procedural writing. Grade 4 are currently doing forces, and they're learning how to write a scientific report. What is your hypothesis? What do you want to know? And it's really, really difficult to get a 9 or a 10-year-old to come up with a scientific question. It has to have a variable. How am I going to do the experiment? What materials am I going to need? How do I analyze the data? How do I make sure it's fair, reliable, valid? It's not simple. For mathematics, we have 5 different strands. We have number, pattern and function, measurement, data handling, shape and space. We have to teach them all. I know you think, oh, but my child doesn't know how to multiply 3 digits by 2 digits. Okay. They will though. And in order for them to do that, we have to teach them. But before we just teach them the procedural, we have to teach them the why. Why does it work in this way? And that process takes time. And the example I gave to a couple of parents yesterday was, when you go to the supermarket and you're like, which tomato can has the best value? We all calculate it in different ways. I'll be like, well, let me look at how many grams this one has, right? Do I get more for my money? I'll get my calculator out, right? We all calculate it in different ways. I'm like, it's bigger and the number is less. Cool, I'll take that one, right? So, we follow the IB scope and sequence. We also use the American Common Core, and there's an important reason why we do this. The IB forces us to teach things like time, percentages, and angles, shape, and space. Whereas the IB isn't so great at number. So we took the American Common Core and we took the best of both of those, because we want to make sure that they get coverage of all of those different concepts and topics. Every year from pre-K 3 all the way to grade 5, they learn these standards. They learn within these strands. So what is inquiry-based learning? Inquiry-based learning in its essence is putting the child at the center. It's about finding real-world issues. It's about making connections to the real world, it's about deepening understanding, and it's about the development of skills. And I know a lot of you in this room are like, but Miss Hasner, I came to a workshop, I already know this. It's great. And we keep kind of pushing that because it's really important that you know that inquiry isn't just about they go and explore and then they don't do anything with that. First, they will explore. We'll ask them, go and have a look at it. What did you notice? What did you see? After that, it's like, okay, from that, what did you notice? Let's build on that. We have to reinforce that learning. We have to consolidate those learnings. We have to do activities that helps build those skills. There are different types of inquiry. And I'm sure that you all know about free inquiry. What question do you have? I want to find out about dinosaurs. Cool, go. But in reality, there are 4 different types of inquiry. There's structured inquiry. We have a specific focus. I need my students to understand this concept. I'm going to do that by creating an activity that's determined by me, and I'm going to ask the questions and get students to respond. There is controlled inquiry. I'm going to ask kids, what do you want to learn within this topic? If we're learning about the water cycle, we can't go and look at how the beaches work, not just yet. But I select a topic, I build the activities, I ask for student feedback, I build it up, and then we do it. There is guided inquiry. So when a topic starts, we usually ask our students, okay, we're learning about ancient civilizations. What questions do you have? And all of a sudden, all the who questions come out. Who made the first book? Who made the pyramids? Who did the hieroglyphics? Who created it? When did this happen? And from that we take all of their questions and we try to embed it into the things that we are trying to teach. But we already have a list of objectives of what we want students to know and understand. In our units, when we create our units, we think, what do we want students to know? What do we want them to understand? And what do we want them to do? And then all of their questions that come in, we try to fit it in. We don't just say, oh, my kids are wondering about this, I guess I won't teach that anymore, and bring in this new thing. It doesn't work like that. We have to fit in the new knowledge that they want to learn about as well. And then the free inquiry, I think the best example of free inquiry that I have is the exhibition. Students create their own units of inquiry, they create their central ideas, their lines of inquiry, they choose their ATL skills, the learner profile, and then they have to execute it. Ms. Hasner, I'm interested in mental health. Okay, well, what do you want to know? What lens do you want to look at it from? Oh, I don't know. Okay, think about your focus, come back, and then we'll look at it together, right? But free inquiry is really important. There was a study done a couple of years ago that looked at Genius Hour, Google released, where they said you have an hour a day to do anything creative that you would like to do, like passion projects. And it really works in an inquiry-based way. I'm interested in developing this skill. I'm interested in learning more about this topic. Cool, let's do that. Fostering curiosity is really important within children. I'm sure as parents you got all the, but why? But why? Just for effect. But why? Curiosity is great because curiosity allows us to build skills. There are 5 skills that we really believe learners need to build, and they're provided to us by the IB. Self-management skills. I have an idea, Ms. Hasner. Oh, great. What is your idea? I want to do a bake sale. Okay. Why? Because I want to raise funds for the orphanage. Okay. Have you contacted them? No. Have you asked them what they need? No. What do you want to do? The self-management piece and the thinking piece is really, really important. Thinking about why am I doing this? What is the impact that I want to gain? It's the fundamental skills that they need to execute projects. And then the self-management as well, organising my time, making sure I finish my work on time. I have to write an essay. Oh my God, I have to write an essay. Can I use a graphic organizer? What are each of my paragraphs going to be about? How can I plan out my writing? Communication skills. My communication skills personally I think are fantastic. I'm standing in front of all these parents explaining about this program, right? But communication skills is also about how do I share my knowledge and learning? How can I communicate my ideas to my friends? How can I communicate my frustrations to my friends? Research skills are really difficult. We don't just give kids iPads and say, okay, go and find out about the planets in our solar system and then write something up for me. We have to teach them to actually click, you won't believe it, click on the link and read the information. It says that I don't understand this word. Okay, well, what can we use to find out what that word means? I ask you. Yes, you can ask me, but what can you use, right? It's getting kids to be those independent learners. Those skills are really important. You can't have independent learners without teaching those skills. And those skills come from asking those initial questions, where you can help them build their own projects. The inquiry cycle is really important, and I wanted to share just a little bit about that. The inquiry cycle starts at the beginning of a unit of inquiry, where we say we are learning about, let me take a different topic, the oceans. Kindergarten are currently learning about the sea and life in the sea. And we think about how are we going to start this unit? How are we going to get the kids excited, engaged about learning about this topic? And so we do a tuning in. And then we go through a phase of finding out, then we're sorting out what we've learned. We then think, we've learned all of this, what else can we learn? And so we start going further. Then we can start making conclusions in order to take action. And people see the cycle and think it just goes round and round, but in reality it doesn't. It goes back and forth. It's actually a jumble of a cycle, because students jump in between that. Some students will go home and learn a bunch of things about their topic and come back and they're already ready to go on that next stage of inquiry. Some students will need a little bit more time learning about a topic and gaining that knowledge and understanding. So it's not a cycle in reality, but it's a bit of a mumble jumble. But this is what we use to try to guide learning. The question of transdisciplinary. I believe it's one of the IB's made-up words that has become a thing. Every time I write it in a document, it comes up with that really annoying squiggly line, and it drives me insane. Transdisciplinary is about the fact that subjects are not isolated. We don't just do maths by itself, we don't just do sciences by itself, but we try to integrate it in the topics. Just like we can look at a topic from lots of different lenses, we can also look at it from lots of different subject disciplinaries. So it is actually one of the things that came up on the KWL chart outside when I asked you, what do you already know? And a lot of people wrote that it's multi-subjects. We try to look at things in lots of different lenses. So for example, when we are learning about weather, we can look at measurements, right? It's hard. I wish it rained more, because then we could measure how much rain actually fell. When we learn about oceans, we can look at, kindergarten are currently planning to draw out the actual life size of animals. Don't know how they'll fit a blue whale on the field, but we'll see how they do. It's about bringing in as many topics as possible, but sometimes, the reality is sometimes it's not possible. Some things you just have to teach as it is. And for a lot of that is on maths. When we teach number, when we teach place value, when we teach multiplying, dividing, subtracting and adding, it has to be standalone. There's just no way of fitting it, unless I say, well, this whale weighed 3 centimeters and this whale weighed 6 centimeters. How much did the two whales' length add up to? It's forced and it's awkward and it's like, why? Right? So there are things that we just have to teach standalone, but as much as possible we do try to link in all the different subjects. I have an activity. I did say to you at the beginning of this session that I was going to get you to stand up and move around. So what I have is, you'll see I've put a unit all around the theatre. And for this activity, you can go to your child's grade level unit, and it is the unit that they are currently doing, right? And I want you to think about, what math can I teach in this unit? What sciences can I teach? What type of reading and writing can we do? How can music connect? I want you to talk to the other parents in that grade level and bounce ideas off each other. I've been very well prepared. My self-management skills are also great today. because I have pens for you at the station, and I also have put 3 different post-it note colours. How exciting. So, I'm going to give you 8 minutes to go to a grade level in which your child is in. If you have multiple, you can pick your favourite child. You can head over, and I want you to just think about what can we teach from those different subject areas connecting to that unit. So at the top you'll see the central idea, you'll see the lines of inquiry, you'll know a little bit about the unit, and then I want you to connect. Okay? I'll give you a hint of where things are. Pre-K 3, Pre-K 4, right? Kindergarten are just by the stairs. Grade 1 is over there, and then the other grades you can find around. Let's go! In fact, just because of time, I'm only going to give you 5 minutes. I just want to give it to you straight. 5 minutes. Mr. BK, can we have all the lights on, please? Grade 5 are over here, grade 4 is just in the middle. Grade 2.
What?
You were raised
How we can combine mathematics.
I can be the scribe.
How to
Like, who are you, lady?
Right. 2 more minutes. I see lots of focused people. This is fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna have to bring you all back in if you can find a seat. I know that you're super interested. If you're happy to plan any of our units with us, we welcome you to join us. I have 3 minutes to get you into classrooms, so I am gonna ask you, BK, if you can lock the music out, and then everybody come and find a seat for me, please. Come in. We got a couple come-ins. Okay, I am just going to continue on, just because I only have a couple of minutes. BK, thank you, sir. Thank you. So, in a couple of minutes, you'll start to head towards your children's classrooms, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what you're going to see. Okay, so in terms of how you can support inquiry at home, you can ask your child lots of questions. And I know at certain ages it's really difficult. How was your day at school? Good. What did you learn? Nothing. I learned ocean. But ask questions. Ask them, what have they learned? You can co-create activities with your child. You have access to all of our curriculum documents. I really believe in a transparent curriculum where you can see, where is my child at, what are their grade level learning, where are they going to next, how can I support, and we would absolutely be happy to meet with you and help you with any suggestions as well. There are lots of things you can do at home, and we are also really trying to build that home learning partnership as well, so it's incredible that so many of you showed up today as well. Just a little bit about today's lessons. I won't read through all of them, but we want you to go and see what inquiry looks like at the classroom, so we can bust a couple of those myths. And I know that the feedback was quite good. I had a lot of thumbs up and a lot of thumbs down as well. The units that you have currently seen around are the units that are currently happening, except for grade 5, who are 2 weeks away from their exhibition. Massive round of applause to them. It's been a lot of work. Massive round of applause for them. It's been a lot of work. Thank you. Thank you. So, as you leave, I have an activity for you to take with you. There are, and maybe the people, Mr. Yates has one up there. Miss Francis, if you can hold up the ones that you have. It's an I see, I think, I wonder. It's a visible thinking routine that you can take with you to the classroom. You can jot down things like what you see. You can jot down additional questions that you have. And you can also, send them to me. You can leave them with me or Mr. Yates or Dr. Johnson. And we really want to continue building that shared understanding together. As you go to the classrooms, the teachers will tell you what the lesson looks like. There'll be a starter, and the lesson finishes at 10 and all the kids go out to break time. And at that point, I would really, really love if you can jot down and finish off that KWL for me. If you could put something that you learned, any questions that you have. And I also want to encourage you all to, if you have any questions about curriculum, if you're not sure about where to find something, please reach out. I'm happy to sit in a meeting with you. I'm happy to do an online meeting where we talk about curriculum and how to further support your child's learning. Learning doesn't just happen in the classroom. It doesn't just happen at home. It happens all the time. Thank you all for your time, and I hope that the classrooms are a valuable experience for you all. Thank you.